Hey everybody, welcome back to school. This is James. This is the day before vacation ends, or the day before school starts. Wanted to do this real quick. I wanted to introduce you an idea about the flipped classroom, but I figured me standing in front of you lecturing would probably be a waste of time. It's also counterintuitive to what I wanted to present to you. So I wanted to discuss the flipped classroom. I think it's going to be the way education is going to be done in this country, at least in my opinion, in the future. I wanted to give you a basic understanding of what it is. I also wanted you to understand why it might be meritorious for us to do it, and also give you some possible resources for you to use when and if you are ready to jump into flipping the classroom. But I think at some point in the future, this is what we're all going to be doing in classroom instruction. I created a little movie for you guys, for you to check out and enjoy.
This is a classroom. The teacher stands at the front, and the students watch and listen. You'll recognize this because it's probably how you were taught, and how your parents were taught before you. But there are a lot of problems with this approach to teaching. You see, not all students learn at the same speed, so some get left behind. And while some students learn better by listening, others may learn better by doing. This means that teachers can't always do the best job they can. But there is another way. The flipped classroom addresses these problems and makes learning more personal. First, the teacher makes a video that delivers the content they'd usually teach in class. Then they share it online with students who can watch it before the next lesson. This leaves the teacher free to spend class time leading activities that help students apply the knowledge. Students can rewind and rewatch a video as many times as they like and come back to class with questions for the teacher. So keeping up with the class is no longer an issue. Students can access the video at any time using mobile devices, giving them the ability to learn more independently. Instead of sitting and listening, students can spend class time applying knowledge in more practical ways. And teachers are free to spend their time working with students and giving them individual support and attention. The flipped classroom model is already making a difference to students and teachers worldwide. So get involved. Discover more at flippedinstitute.org and become part of the movement.
Just real quick before we move on to the next part of the video, just want you to know what you're looking at. This is a screen capture. This is some technology that's free. You can get it on the web. Imagine what you can do with your smartboard lessons with the screen capture, so your students could see it at home. So instead of asking the question, or maybe they miss something and they're afraid to ask the question, they can just hit the rewind button and do it. But I'm going to go forward with the next part. This is the video that really kind of sparked my mind, that really made me take note. This is a cut-up version there.
How can you let 52% of your students, one in every two students, failing your English, math, and science class, and even 28% is too high for social studies.
You doing the same thing and think you're going to get this different result isn't going to work. So we sat down and we said we got to try something different.
Because we felt like the class time, was probably the most crucial time that we had with students.
We decided to flip it and try spending more time working with the students in class and having them get the lecture and the lessons at home.
By having homework done within class, we quadrupled the time that students and the teachers actually work together and going over and learning the information.
My name is Mike Warren. I came here when I was in 8th grade. Coming from Detroit Public Schools, it's real different.
Why did you come from Detroit? Last year, Mike Kwan was a freshman in the class, and he was struggling, and he'd have a problem, and say problem number 1 was difficult for him. He couldn't do it at home, so he would give up. So all of his homework was empty, was blank. Well, now I'm sitting there. I can see his frustration. I can go help him. I can get him past number 1. Now he can do 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got trouble with problem number 6 again. I can help him.
By reversing the instructional model, what we did is we actually seen a dramatic reduction in percentage of students who are failing. And in either way, the percentages went from 52% to 19%. In math, we went went from 44% to 13%. And in science, we went from 41% to 19%. And in social studies, we went from 28 to actually under 10%. And so what we've seen is a huge reduction in failure by reversing the instructional model, which doesn't cost any money.
Yeah, I thought that was a very interesting video, and these are just some videos. You can catch, tons of stuff online. I wanted to go over with you guys real quick just some of the stuff that's out there. I mean, this is Khan Academy. They talked about making videos. You don't have to make all of them. Khan Academy has tons of them, and they're actually probably the grandfather of flipped classrooms. There's Prezis. This is a website called Prezi.com. I mean, this is just an example of a Prezi that you can get. It can be interactive with the students, or you can do it, even put your voice over it, and have the students have that. Or where they can access some of that, maybe on a website that you create. I know our e-boards aren't always the greatest. Sometimes you'd have to use some combination of a Google Doc and an e-board. There's a lot of stuff that's out there. Even SchoolTube here, which they have presentations online that are very good, vetted by teachers. And this is simplifying radicals. It isn't something you would expect there to be tons of. Well, guess what? There's tons of them here on this site. And I just want you guys to think about this. I'm not expecting anyone to flip every single lesson they have. That would be a crazy expectation. But it would be something to start with, maybe one or two, or maybe not making your own, but maybe getting your kids to look at Khan Academy, so they're coming in with some pre-information. I think it solves a lot of problems, even if you were to team up with someone. So maybe you make one, your friend makes one, and then you share those. And I think this is a direction that things are going, and I don't want Longwood to be behind the times, so to speak, because this is where the times are going. Once again, everything I just showed you was for free. Now, nearing the end of this, I realize there's probably 3 groups of you. There's probably group number 1 that goes, wow, that's pretty cool. How do I get on board? And for you guys, I'm going to be putting some stuff on my e-board, on some resources, and I'd be willing to help you out in any way possible. Going to help you film it, help you edit it, whatever you need to do, show you some of the technology that's out there. If you want to do it once, twice, for every whatever, I'll help you out. There may be another group of you that goes, whoa, guy, calm down. School year just started, ease up. Well, what's this stuff? I'm just trying to get... I respect that. And like I said, I'm not asking everyone to jump into this, and this is something where we get some food for thought, and we're going to be talking about it. And as we go on, I hope that I can make a little bit more sense to you, why this is a very intelligent direction to go. And, there may be a third group of you who go, oh my God, here's just another crazy thing. I just want to teach my way, because that's what works, and I respect that opinion. There were some who thought the email was too much, and thought smart boards were just another thing, and thought calculators were crazy, and it is what it is, and I respect that. But I don't see any of us using the abacus anytime soon. But for those, I would just say keep an open mind, and we're going to see how this progresses. Well, with that said, it's getting dark out. I think Janelle's taking Maverick to bed. And it's time for me to take a shower, and I guess I'll see some of you guys, what is this, on Tuesday. I'll see you. Alright, have a good one, and see you soon.